Fans of Black Hawk Down, John Wick, or maybe even 1917, this film is for you. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Netflix's brand new original film, Extraction, which stars the likes of Chris Hemsworth. It's produced by the Russo brothers, and as well, the best part about this is it actually has a first-time director who is a stunt choreographer on a lot of Marvel films, specifically the likes of Avengers Endgame, which if you've seen Avengers Endgame, the choreograph in there is just amazing. I was really looking forward to this one because I've been curious also to see what the Russo brothers are going to do after post-Avengers Endgame. Now, 21 Bridges came out. I'd never seen it. I heard it was okay. I heard it was decent, but it didn't get the glamour that I wanted to. And while it was only produced, they put a lot of producing behind that one. I'm ready to say Extraction is probably the best Netflix film, like the best original made Netflix film, not considering like Oscar awards like Irishman, Marriage Story, or Roma, but Extraction is certainly one of the most entertaining and might be one of the big hits of this summer since there's really not any other films coming out this summer, but this is going to be a big hit. And if you were like any way curious about this film or in general kind of weary, like, is it even going to be good? It's freaking fantastic. And you gotta check it out. Of course, if you guys are new here, though, make sure again to hit that like and subscribe button where I do tons of early movie reviews like this on a daily basis. I love talking movies, and I want to discuss it with you guys. So make sure as well, comment down below, and let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Are you guys excited for this one? Are you more excited now from the way that I'm talking about it? Or in general, are you gonna check it out? Let's talk about it. Action is about Tyler Rake, a fearless black market mercenary who embarks on the most deadly extraction of his career when he's enlisted to rescue the kidnapped son of an imprisoned international crime lord. I'm all for these type of extraction films. I love mercenary type movies, and movies like this kind of jive with me the most. Like I compared it earlier in this to say 1917, Black Hawk Down, and even John Wick. I compared it to those because elements of each of those films really come into this action film. And when I watch an action film nowadays, I do have to kind of compare it to either John Wick or The Raid. I have to look at the action specifically and say, does it look good? Is it filmed well? And is it well edited? If all those things check off for me, this is a great action film. And to say the least, it did more than that. It actually accomplished that to such a high level. In fact, I was so surprised by how wonderful the action was. I was on the edge of my seat. This is the film that I wish I could have seen in theaters because the action is so damn good. I mean, there's probably a 20 to 30 minute scene all the way through. At least this is what it felt like. That's a straight one take action shot. And it just immersed you even more into this experience. And that's not to say that all the other action scenes in here weren't filmed well. They were all edited well. They were all on the edge of your seat. And very intense and puts you into those modes. And really, it's hard to take back, but just they really got you in the mood and got you in the scenarios, and that's something that I really appreciated in here. Jump back to that one-take action sequence because it really is phenomenal. If you haven't seen any of the behind-the-scenes on Extraction yet, do look it up. This director went to extreme lengths to get a lot of the shots, and you can definitely tell. Now, obviously, this wasn't just filmed in one shot take. They obviously edited all together, but I'm a major fan of when films can pull this off and really immerse you into there and not feel like a gimmick. This did not feel like a gimmick. It felt right for that scenario and felt right for that action set piece going on. It really made you feel like you were with Chris Hemsworth extracting this kid out of a building, and it's honestly phenomenal the way they were going to. The way that it jumped from a car chase all the way to an action sequence, running between these buildings to another knife fight and shootout, it is great. And I really, again, I cannot wait to watch this again and see that sequence 10 times over because it really is phenomenal. You can definitely tell that there is inspirations taken from John Wick and even other films like that. And that's something, again, I do have to compare it to that because that's how I feel like action films should be. And again, when the action is that good, that is a big bonus in my book and already makes me excited to see what the rest of this film has. Come over to Chris Hemsworth for a second because there's a little film, if you didn't ever get to see it, called Rush, that showed me how great of an actor he truly is. And really, he's gotten time in, say, Avengers Endgame to really show some of those chops, but I don't think we've gotten that from him until now. Now, yes, Rush, that was a great showcase for him. And yes, Avengers Endgame and Thor, he's been able to show his comedic reliefs and in general, his good acting skills. But this film, again, kind of ties into those emotional realms really well, and I loved what they were able to do with his character. While it's not an emotionally deep diving character study on this guy, there's enough information in there for you to understand why he's going after this mission and for why you should also care as well. It's just another added bonus in there. And, you know, if I'm going to get into nitpicks or cons, you know, the one thing that I love about the John Wick is because tying this into it, John Wick has fantastic action sequences. They are a little bit long. That is completely true. A lot of The third film exactly is like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Should not be 2 hours and 20 minutes. But my thing with John Wick is I love the world that they set up, and I love just the small details that we start to learn about John Wick. And I think that's something I would have much more appreciated in Extraction if I'm going to get any nitpicks. This is a fascinating world that the mercenary can kind of live in, and I'm interested to see more of that, to be completely honest. And I think there's enough material in there that they could have. And there are a couple interesting characters in here in particular that you could spin off or even prequel on that I absolutely really was fascinated by and thought they were badasses. Really, the final thing I really want to touch on is director Sam Hargrave, who really is the director of this and really has a fantastic directorial debut in here. Action films, again, I am so picky with. I love me some good action films, and when the action is great, it's great. When the rest of everything ties in together into that action film to make it feel great in that scenario, I'm all on board, and Sam did such a fantastic job with this movie, being able to direct it, keep the pacing flowing, and really even when it gets to the subtle moments inside the film, you're still caring and interested. Yeah, maybe it does feel like a Call of Duty video game with some of the sequences, but I'm kind of for that, and I kind of understand the vibe that they were kind of going for throughout this whole entire movie. And I'm actually just as shocked as you, but as a first-time directorial debut, this is a fantastic one, and it just kind of reminds me of what the Chad Scalisi was able to do with John Wick, and now he's able to do with the rest of his franchises now going forward, and really showed that was a great directorial debut, and now this is kind of the next best one when it comes to action films. To say the least, I cannot wait to see what this guy does next. Like, that is something I'm really looking forward to, and I hope he partners with the Russo brothers again. Before I get to my final thoughts on Extraction, make sure you guys to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this film. Are you guys excited for this one? Again, are you more excited now? Because I was excited, but now I'm like over the moon and really can't wait to show my family this one, because this is an intense ride and it really got me on the edge of my seat. As well, if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Head on over to CMRun Films as well if you guys are interested in seeing movies early once movies open up back up. And of course, thank you guys for watching this, and a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Extraction's not just a non-stop ride, it's an intense one with some fantastic action sequences, and not just fantastic, phenomenal. It's an edge of your seat ride that really ties in the best from John Wick, Black Hawk Down, and even a little bit of likes of 1917, but really mixes its own self to be its self-contained world, and I think that's something they did. It borrows from all those, but really is its own thing, and that's something that I really much appreciated. This is a fantastic action film, like a really fantastic one. If you're stuck in quarantine still, if you're staying at home, which you should be, this is the movie that you should sit down, get a big bucket of popcorn, pretend you're at the movies, crank your audio all the way up, and get invested into this one. Chris Hemsworth is great. This is a great directorial debut. I really dug the story in this one. Would have liked to touch a little bit more on the world, but still, what a great one. And this is one of my favorite films of the year, and it's definitely one of the best Netflix films yet. So with all that said, I'm going to give Extraction an A-. And guys, I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this one, so please comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be checking it out this Friday or in general over the weekend. So thank you guys again, and of course, until next time, stay classy.